We have done a lot of work underground, and my ship is gone. And building underwater is not as easy as you might think. I'll show you now why. Look at that. Greetings guys and gals and fellow gamers, my name is Games4Kicks and welcome back to Empyrion. Galactic Survival. It's very important. You can't just say Empyrion, you have to say Empyrion. Galactic Survival. Anyway, this is 4.0, so a couple of changes have happened in 4.0, and one of them is that all the things that grow in the wild, like aqua fruit, aloe vera, and coffee, cannot be planted anymore outside into the wild. As I'm showing you here now, they won't grow. Okay, well, they will grow, but you can't plant them anymore. Now, I don't know exactly if they stated it in the forums. I don't remember reading it. Now, I don't know why they did it. One suspicion is because if you pick up a plant, yeah, look at the bottom left, the experience you get from anything you gather is 20, yeah? The problem with these things was that once you made seeds out of them and planted them in the ground, and you pluck them, you harvest them, you get 200 experience. So these 5 gave me 1,000 experience every time. That's why I leveled actually so fast a couple of levels, because every time I found one, I turned it into a seed, planted again. Now, if I don't know the reasons. If the reason they changed it, that you can't plant that anymore in the wild, was that they wanted to force you to use crow plots and not abuse the wild, I think there's other ways of dealing with it, yeah? I think theoretically, to me, it doesn't make sense. Anything I find in the wild that grows in the wild, I should be able to pluck back in, and it should grow. The planet surface obviously lends itself very nicely, the atmosphere, for these to grow, without the support of us. They did it originally. I mean, you plucked it from the planet. They grow on the planet. So to me, it doesn't make sense, that change at all whatsoever. If they did it because they give 50 food and it was too easy for people to just get food without using chrome plants, lower the food ratio. Instead of making it 50 food every time you eat one, give it 20 food. Instead of giving it like 50 stamina or whatever the coffee is, I have no idea, I'm just making this up. Give it 10, you know? Make them worthless, but still good enough in an emergency to use. And then you have everything sorted. Then nobody wants to abuse the system anymore. And also, when you pluck them and harvest them, don't give them 200 experience, give them 0 experience, okay? Make things you pluck up outside in the world 0 experience if you want to slow down the experience gain. Simple as that. But I do think it makes sense that things that grow in the wild to continue growing in the wild. Anyway, so that was my little rant. What are we gonna do today? Well, we're gonna do a few things. We are going to, first of all, take this... No. Do I need that? Let me just see. Well, now I have to bloody build it. I have 9 already. I didn't want another one. Ugh, but I'm gonna... Yeah, okay. What I'm gonna do is, if you ever find yourself doing that you build something that you didn't want to build, because every time you build one, it uses 4 metal plates, 2 fiber, and 1 nutrients solution. The best thing I say to you is, if you want to undo that, place it anywhere and destroy it. Unless they changed it. If they changed it, then we're screwed. So I have no resources here, but if they didn't change it, then we should get our materials back. Excellent. Here's our materials. Okay? So, and whatever else it used. What does it use? Boom. And it uses 2 fibers, which were added here. I had 14 fibers in here. So, you got everything back, okay? Now, also what I hope they will add is that I can take things that I crafted and turn them back into resources. I would love to build a smeltery or something that I can say, hey, I built, say, electronics, which is copper and silicon. Now, if you have metal plates, I think they should just basically turn back into 5 iron ingots, because they give you back all the resources anyway when you destroy the block. So I don't see a reason not to give you back all the resources. Now, I can understand if somebody says, oh yeah, but electronics use copper and silicon. It doesn't make sense to give you back both when you melt it down. Just give us one, random, you know, either copper or silicon, could be random. Here the same, just copper, cobalt, silicon, random, you know. Give us a smelter that says, hey, I want to melt this down again. And every time I melt this down, it turns either into copper, silicon, or cobalt. Something like that, you know. It would be nice, because you can't place everything you craft, and you don't always need all the materials. And I'm only suggesting that because we don't have unlimited materials. So if mines would respawn somehow magically through meteorite showers or something to create new mines, I don't know, I'm just making this up, of course, then yeah, if there's a refresh mechanism, it makes sense. But seeing that it's not unlimited, it just really doesn't make sense that you can't undo that. Because you might change your mind. You might actually build some things, and you build like say 100 electro things, and then you change your mind on what you want to build. And I'm not able to make this a square. Why am I not able to make this a square? Why is this being so difficult? Why is that being so difficult? Here, okay. This is just ridiculous. Okay, let's. Okay, do you know what? We're just gonna go row by row because you're being so difficult right now. Okay, here we go. Happy? Happy? Okay, happy. Now what we're gonna do here is we're gonna put corn here, yeah? And that is because corn makes plastic, and plastic gives me fancy blocks. And I want some fancy blocks, yeah? So let's go get the corn we already have. Corn, corn, corn. And I know I need durian fruit. I'm gonna build more of those crowing plots, not to worry. Come on. Where's my corn? I had my corn here somewhere. This is durian. Oh, I already have it in here. That's why I couldn't find it. Yeah. Okay. Now that I'm forced to actually use crowing plots for aqua plants, I really, unless they added a recipe to use them, I don't see the point of aqua plants, because if there's no new recipe using them, then no, it doesn't seem like it unless they changed an existing one. No, I still think raw meat and tomatoes and dino stew, thank you Cage. That is something Cage told me at the time when we did the multiplayer, and I completely ignored it up to that point and didn't realize how good it is. All you need is space durians and pumpkins and meat, and this is very, very good food when you don't care about the duration. If you have it at home in the fridge, this is great food when you're on the go and you need to have long perish time. So to be honest, it makes this food, the Akua fruit, completely worthless, because Akua fruit for me was never something I grew intentionally to survive, or to live off. It was mostly just something I grew beside my house in case I have an emergency and I just really quickly need to get some food into me. So, you know, but if I have to make crowing plots now, I'm not going to waste my crowing plots and the resources on crowing plots to plant Akua fruit. It's not gonna happen. Aloe vera and coffee make sense, but Akua fruit really was the only thing that it was good for, was being in the wild and as an emergency food. Now, the other thing we're gonna do today is we're gonna try something out, and that's thanks to Nuclear Dubs, who on YouTube actually asked me about building underwater. And I said, well, I don't really want to build underwater because the water doesn't flow. It's all a bit weird, you know, and it looks weird. But he actually gave me an idea. Because in your reply, if you're watching this, you did mention, well, you should probably build underwater anyway, because, you know, it would probably look cool. And, or something, I don't remember. I'm not looking exactly at the text now. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So I actually have an idea, and that is to build underwater, but in a way that makes use of the water not flowing and kind of, you know, like take advantage of that to do something nice. So let's see where the water is. So we're still at the beach, I think. The reason I'm digging from the inside out is very simple, is I don't really care if I'm breaching the top right now. What I care about, there's the water. What I care about is to get close to the water and connect it to my base without, I was afraid if I do it from that side, put the helmet on now, if I do it from that side, that I dig into the wrong place and destroy my constructor. I built an advanced constructor, which I put here. And this advanced constructor, because from attacking the station, we leveled up so much, and also from the farming, every time you pluck, look at this. Yeah, 200 experience, 200, 400, 600, 800, 1000, 200, 400, 600, 800, 2800 experience. Farming is my new experience thing, okay? So the only thing I'm gonna do for experience is farm. I couldn't care less about, for experience reasons, to kill monsters or do anything else. I just want to farm. That's really it. And tomatoes give you 25 food. Akua fruit probably should only give you 25 fruit, to be honest, like, you know, and then it probably wouldn't be as tempting to plant outside all the time. Now, these guys are filled with all the loot and all the things that I built and all the loot that I gathered. So what we're gonna do with these guys is we're gonna do some windows, okay? I hope, can I make already windows? I can. And are they the transparent ones? No, I want the transparent ones. When do I get the transparent windows? Please tell me that I don't have to wait my whole life for them. Let me see. Deco blocks. I have all the deco blocks. So where are all the transparent windows? Base. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Where's the transparent windows? Am I just building blocks? There we go. Windows, non-transparent, transparent windows. Oh, I already have them. I think I looked at them, thought it was a ladder. All right, yeah, windows, sorry, yeah. So we need these transparent windows. So they need metal plates and glass plates. I'm gonna make a few glass plates then while we do the digging and the structuring of the base. So let me see. Oh, this is the decoration. Oh, nice. They actually changed the deco. They gave it a deco block section. That is really lovely. I like that. It's less clutter here. Like that is actually pretty awesome. So yeah, advanced constructor. I built that. The moment I had the resources, that's it. Built. Yeah, because the normal constructor is such a pain in the booty, like constantly counting what you need to queue it up. It's ridiculous. So we need work lights probably, but for now, let's make the glass plates and don't get sidetracked, which are here. So glass plates, let's make 10, 20. Yeah, let's make 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 26, because that means we have 30 then here, yeah? And we have enough metal plates. Let's make 5 more. And then queue up some... Yeah, I like the transparent windows. I do enjoy them very much. So let's see what they look like if we use these. So let's use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay. That should there you go. Make it like that. Yeah. Okay. So while this is doing its thing, we're gonna continue digging underwater and prepping the area that I want to start using the building blocks in. Also for the sake of speed, I suppose if I can take some of these iron ingots and go back to the other old constructor I have upstairs. Can we access it from behind? Nope. Is it building anything at the moment? No. So we're gonna build some more metal plates. 50, so let's make it 10. And that will give us 100. So let's make then 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Yeah, okay, just in case. All right, so what we're gonna do is this is all queued up. We're going to dig an area out, and I see you guys in a minute when I'm ready to start practicing around what I want to do. Okay, and we're back. That was a long time. I think it was about an hour and a half, and for you it's about 2 seconds. So we have done a lot of work underground, and my ship is gone. And building underwater is not as easy as you might think. I'll show you now why. Look at that. Put the helmet on. There you go. So the water stops here, but look what happens when I jump. I'm actually in the water, okay? So because it is just a block, yeah, so the block still seems to be there even if you build over it. It's still there. And the problem is that I was able to flatten the ground with my flattener, but look what happens. Once you get to a certain depth underwater, it seems to make no difference. It stops. You see that my thing doesn't really do anything anymore. Yeah? Like this particular one works here, but for some reason this part here doesn't work. And I think sometimes it has to do with how close you are to the surface or not. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. It's just some of them just will not get caught. Now this one seems to work a little bit and this one doesn't then. So the point is that you can't reliably flatten the area continuously. Like here I can't. I don't know why. Now, is that working now? No. It just seems to go on and off and it's completely unreliable and random. There you go. It just seems to randomly increase the height again of the stuff behind me rather than flattening it all together. So it's a bit weird. That's really all. Now, but And also the SV is very hard to park underwater because it constantly wants to go up, okay? It's like the SV has its own mind. Like, I'll show you now. I'm not even in the water, but because I'm underwater level, it has an issue with that as well. So look what happens when I turn the engine. You see that? The ship goes up. I'm not doing that. Yeah? The ship goes up by itself. So I have to push down or turn it off. Okay? But I love the way this is parked underwater. This is just brilliant. So let's get out and have a look. Have a look inside here first. So what I did is I built. This will have a wall now in the end, but I'm not ready yet. So the wall will go around here. This is what you have, your little underground farm. You're going out here. You have the 2 farming plots. You go around the corner here. You're gonna have some stuff that you can put here, and then here you get into the gateway of the submarine hangar, even though we don't have a submarine, okay? But what we definitely need to do now is we need to find food, okay? So let's... You see, I have to push down. It's all a bit weird looking. So I have to push down, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get out now. And there you go, I'm stuck. Ah, there you go. So it goes up automatically when it goes below the water. Okay, see that? It goes up, I'm not doing that. It goes up automatically, and that's what it's trying to do over there. But what I am gonna do is, I can't clear the water out of this, but it doesn't mean I can't continue building, though it probably would be nicer to somehow build underground and then have a random communal area in a big round circle with a glass roof that looks into the water. That would be nice. Similar to this, except the whole thing, like the roof here, this roof here, is actually the ground. It's on the seabed, okay? And then underneath that you could have a communal area for, you know, where you meet up with your friends for lunch or whatever, you know? So now it's daylight. What I have to do is I have to focus on food because I have loads of tomatoes and I have no meat and I have no animals around here. My gun actually keeps shooting things, so let's see what it shot. Okay, come on, let's get up. So there you go. Underwater bunker. Now it's getting daylight. Now this gun is pointing here. I keep getting... Yeah, oh look at them. They're all here dead, is it? Oh no, they're flowers. But this is where the flower monsters are coming from every evening, and when it's nighttime my turret is just taking them out one after the other. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I could theoretically just stand here at night and take them out. Look, I'm gonna lure him close. Oh, he's already following me. Look at that, that's it. Is he dead? No, yeah, he's dead. So he needs some meat as well. And the turret takes care of him as well, which is really awesome. Get some food here. You see the way the turret is not shooting at these guys? Because they're friendly, they're not attacking me. But I think what happens, look. Does the turret shoot it now because it attacked me? No? No. No, it doesn't. Okay, so that kind of sucks. Okay, we need the meat. I think we leave it like that. Ah, yeah, hello, Mrs. Sideways ship. Come on. Whee! Yay! That is so weird. I leave my ship out here again because it's not really getting attacked. Okay, even if something comes, it isn't really. So we'll leave that here. I hope you like the little tunnel. It's... Oh, what are you shooting at? It's very far away what you're shooting at, isn't it? I don't know what it's shooting at. Have you lost the plot completely now? Is that why you just go bananas? I don't know. Alright, okay, so let's have a look again. Look, ooh, you step on it, you can walk over it, it's pretty awesome. And then you just go under the water and follow the light. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy the episode. If you did, remember to kick that like button in the arse, like the gaming ninjas you are. And I hope I see you guys in the next video. Until then, viel Spaß and happy gaming. Why does this light look red? And then as you get close, it goes white. You are a weird light. Why are you weird? Red, white. Yeah, weird.